Hi guys, welcome to another video by AntiquesArena. My name is Walter Neal and I got a really good stock finding video for you today. Have a look at some of my finds from the car boot sale. Stay tuned guys, some really beautiful things. Bye for now. Okay, just quickly before we get going guys, if you love antiques, collectibles, you're in the reseller business, then don't forget to subscribe because my channel's all about how-to videos. I go out buying antiques and I show you where everything's worth and how to identify it. So stake your claim guys, make sure you subscribe. If the videos help you and you like them, I would really appreciate a like and a share to help me keep creating videos. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start off with some really nice pieces. And here is my first. We have a Victorian Silverplate and cut crystal biscuit barrel. Now it's a spectacular piece. I'm going to take it all apart and show you. First of all, let me show you the quality of this. Every single piece of this is beautifully cut. You got a little diamond cut in, panel cut in, you got it all on here. It's absolutely stunning. It's hand blown with the cut pontle mark. And in really nice condition. It's not so much as a chip on it. So that's the glass body and the silver plated rim. You have the top is all engraved with a really nice pattern, a really nice little knope on top. Nice quality piece. Then you have the stand. It's nice to have the stand with it. Really nice. And as you can see, again, in lovely condition. It needs a bit of a clean a minute. You know, you can see bits of black now where I haven't cleaned it yet. And Maker's Mark JGS. I haven't researched that yet, but it's going to be a decent design. I can tell you that now. I'll have a look in a minute who that is. But as you can see, really high-end. Sorry guys, this wouldn't be a standard biscuit barrel. This would have been a really high-end home would have had this. To afford this then, you know, you had to be somebody. The only thing that would have made this better would have been if it was solid silver, and then you'd been up over £1,000. It is quite something. But we're going to have a look now and see at the price of biscuit barrels. I'm going to go highest price first on eBay. Scroll down the list until we start coming across silver plate and cut glass biscuit barrels. Stay tuned guys, some really interesting biscuit barrels on there and you'll be shocked at some of the prices. Okay, so as you can see here, a Wedgwood Majolica £385, a Jasper Wedgwood £395, a Liberty's Tudrick £310, Wedgwood again. As you can see, the Wedgwood ones are quite desirable. Claris Cliff there, £260. Look at that, Tiffany & Co. Silver Plate. Now that's a biscuit barrel for you, £215. Claris Cliff again. Carlton Way. Now that's a bit of a shock. I didn't realise Carlton Way one would pull that type of money. Claris Cliff. Now that's a Victorian silver plated, all silver plate, £195. Claris Cliff. Sorry about that guys, I had customers come in. Not sure where we were. We got a silver topped one here. We cut glass 180. Electroplated, so that's just silver plate 180. Claris Cliffs again. Royal Dalton 156. Now there's another silver plated, all silver plate. Christ, that's good money for that. Mind you, it's silver mounted, but that was nice. Nice money for that. Waterford Crystal, Lismore. Now I always buy Waterford Crystal, as you know guys. 150 quid for a biscuit barrel. That's wicked. That's formed as a squirrel. I'm looking for a standard one, I am. Christ, Royal Winton biscuit barrel, £150. Some of these are a shocker to me as well, guys. I didn't realise some of the prices these are pulling. And I mean that, truthfully. Shockingly. TG Green there. Blue White Cornish Way. Biscuit barrel silver plate, Rod Walton, are we going to come down to, there we go. I was hoping to find a silver plate and cut glass one. Right, there we go. Silver plate and cut glass, they were asking 100. Mine knocked spots off that with the stand and everything else. And some of these are pretty standard, to be honest with you. I know it's Klaus Cliff, but they're pretty standard. Cut glass again, 95 WMF. So there we have it. There's another one there, £99 etched glass silver plate trim. I can tell you now, on mine, I'm going to be putting £125. It is spectacular, beautiful, and it cost me a £5 in Bessemer Road car boot sale. Okay, so that was a really nice bit of quality, that silver plate cut crystal biscuit barrel, late Victorian. Now I'm going to move on to another really interesting piece. And this, as small as it is, weighs about 5 or 10 kilos. It is solid bell metal or brass, and I believe it was a piston off a Mammoth steam engine, and somebody's converted it into an ashtray. But it's finished right for a piston, and it's got the rings on there. Obviously this has been finished and turned up here again since. I don't think I got a way of showing you the weight, but generally this is about 5 or 10 kilos in weight just for that small thing here. It is that heavy. Spectacular, really interesting thing. I'd done some research. The only thing I could find with brass pistons was the Mammoth steam engine, and looking at the colour or the mixture in the bell metal or the brass, it looks about right for the age. And seriously, the weight, you wouldn't believe seriously how heavy this is for such a small compact item. I can't find a comparable to show you. There isn't another one out there that I can show you. Definitely I'm selling it as the piston off a steam engine. That's the only thing I can find with the brass pistons similar to that, with the rings and the top and everything. It's definitely a piston off something, and with the weight it's got to be a train. It's not going to be something smaller. It is sheerly just too heavy. Now I've put £45 on it. There's my little tag. Now I paid £10 for it in Bessemer Road, but in all honesty, there's £20–25 of scrap. If I could prove without a doubt it was off the steam engine, then I'd probably ask more money for it because it's such a unique item. But I paid a tenner. I'll put the attribution. I'll attribute it to the steam engine, and I got a couple of collectors. When they come in, I'll say that's what I think is off. And we'll go from there, but it shouldn't last long. But worst case scenario, it's £20–25 of scrap, guys. Really is. So I'm really super pleased with that. It's a nice, unusual and different item, and to be honest with you, I don't want run of the mill in the shop. I want it when they come in, they go, oh, well, that's curious, I've never seen anything so interesting or anything like that. Next piece, look at that, and it works. So wind it up, and that's me filming me. We have an early Russian video camera, quartz, but it's a Zenit quartz, and it is absolutely gorgeous and working. It all seems to be running, so super excited with that. This came in a job lot of cameras that come in this week. They come in with a carrier bag of cameras and a carrier bag of toys, and I give them £25 for the 2 carrier bags. I have quite a few 35mm cameras that are probably going to have to look at, see if they work or if they spares or repairs, I don't know yet. But out of it I pulled this, and I really like it. It's a really quirky little piece, old clockwork camera. I could just picture people, you know, along the beach filming in the 40s. Really nice thing. even if you didn't, if you didn't collect cameras, that is such a stylish, decorative piece you could have on display in a shop or anywhere in a photograph studio, anything like that. So yeah, £25 for the entire collection, and I think there's about 10 or 15 cameras. A lot of them are going to go to the car boot sale for £1 each, but there's 4 or 5 all 35mm that I'm going to check out. And this one, have a look at the research, see what I find now, guys. You'll be surprised. Stay tuned. Okay, I haven't found the exact model, but this one here is the closest I can find. It is almost identical. I think it might be 1 or 2 grades different. But these are all vintage Soviet cameras or Russian cameras, and look at the prices on them. So shockingly, they are quite collectible. But this one here is the Clockwork one, it's the Zenit Quos. It's the same camera, it just might be a different model, because it's got 1 or 2 little extra buttons on it, so it might be a newer model than what I got. But look at the money they're all pulling. So if you see any of these vintage early cameras, I'm not saying they're worth money, but certainly worth considering to look at. Check on your eBay and things and see what you can find. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you, next things I'm going to show you, I bought as a job lot. I paid £25 for 3, which is going to seem a lot when you actually look at them, but it really isn't. So here's the first. Now this is an original 1980s Matchbox NASA transporter. If you check here, it hasn't even been on display. It's still got the little punched hole things still in there, which does help as well for collectors. Team Convoy, NASA, never been out of his box. So you got really nice, it's in mint condition, in the box, never been out. The box is in nice condition also. So that was the first, and bear in mind I paid £25 for the 3, okay? Here's the next. It's another Matchbox transporter. This one for the Coast Guard with the helicopter. Again, mint, in box, 1980s. Is there a date on them? Bear with me a second. Date of manufacture. Where are we? Yeah, I can't see the date on them. There's got to be a date on it somewhere. I can't find the date a second, but I'm pretty confident in 1980s. So that's those two. Next one is, here with me, came in the box, Eddie Stobart. I took it out of the box because it's on display in the shop already. Box is mint again, and this is never been out of his box. And you have a digger, an Eddie Stobart digger. Now it's the rail one. I've seen the trucks and I've had the trucks, but to have a die-cast digger, or excavator, I'm sorry. It's the hydraulic excavator W122. Really nice, beautiful piece. And £25 for the 3, so that's less than £10 each. It's about £8 something each. So that's not bad, considering they're all mint in the box. And if you stay tuned, I'll show you what each one is worth individually. Okay guys, we're going to go first of all for the Eddie Stobart excavator. Now they're not fortunes, and the prices are all over the place. I've seen them on here now as low as a tenner and as high as 40. But the average here, £25, £20, down to £15 there, £20.85, £19.99, there you go, down to a tenner. So I'm going to be asking about £25 in the shop. You know, people are getting 20s and 25s on eBay, so it's worth £25. I come across here, and the original 1980 Matchbox NASA Space Shuttle that I've got, mine's mint in the box, £50 sold. There are a few cheaper ones on there, but they're not the early 1980s ones with the original box. So that was a good buy. And I came across then, looking everywhere, I searched on Google, on eBay, everywhere, for this Matchbox Coast Guard. Now if you look here, this is a more recent one, sort of 1990s, whereas mine, if you come across, move that out the way, if you look at the box, mine's the earlier one, 1980s. Very difficult to find. Couldn't find one, but if you look at the sort of money they're asking, even the 1990s ones, they're asking £50, £37, £22. So I'm going to be asking about £30, £35. So for my £25 for the 3 pieces, I'm going to be asking £28 for the Eddie Stobart. I'm going to ask £30 for the Coast Guard, and I'm going to ask £35 or £40 for the NASA Space Shuttle, being the fact it's such original mint condition. So there's some really nice vintage toys to go in the shop. I did have a load more. I had all the die-cast Marvel characters, and I'm going to show you the shelf now that these go on. And I had some really interesting toys. I'm not going to do all the toys, I'm just going to show you some of the toys that I've taken out of the bag that come in with the cameras. Now these were the fire dogs. If you remember, I purchased in Bessemer Road Market for £15, and they had the Victorian lozenge mark on them, so I could date them to the exact day, which always makes things special. Now down in Bessemer, they don't always rate the metal weight. They really don't. Now they were dated 1881, but I had the exact date of them. So they were made on the 19th of August 1881. Anytime you can date something to the day it was made and attribute the maker is always good. But that was the pair, and they were quite a special pair. Don't get me wrong, they were beautiful, a lot more elaborate than the 2 I have. The ones I have here are more standard anyway, whereas these were high end. However, in saying that, because of the beautiful design on them and the lozenge mark, I asked $245 and I sold them for $200 within 2 weeks of putting them on. And if we look across here, there they are. Sold price for $200, postage £8. Sold for £208 on the 5th of January. That's the importance of a lozenge mark, guys, and you find that on glass, ceramics, gold, silver, brass, it doesn't matter. You can find it on anything, and it adds value. It really does. This is just some of the items I've sold throughout January and that, but those fire dogs were really nice. If you stay tuned, I'm going to show you the price on other fire dogs now. Okay. Just quickly now, all I've done, I've searched fire dogs in the title. Highest price first to see what people are asking, right? And you'll have a shock of your life now. Pair of burnished iron fire dogs, £1,200. But there again, £650 for pair of fire dogs. That they got the grate attached to them. Another pair of fire dogs, £500. What I want to do is come down to the elaborate brass ones. French 19th century brass, really elaborate, $450. People overlook these all the time, guys. They don't even bother with them. There's a pretty standard pair of fire dogs now, so I don't really rate them that highly, and they got $370 on them. Now there you go. That is a very similar pair to what I have here. A little more elaborate, maybe a little earlier. Similar sort of design. In fact, I would have put these ones later. They look more Art Nouveau. I would have put them more 1900, 1910. But you can see the prices on fire dogs. And I bought all these off an antique dealer, guys. They weren't off a Member Republic. He had £10 each on them, and they were still there at the end of the day in Bridgend car boot sale. And that's when I done the deal with the trunk and the fire dogs for the £30. I was super happy. Look at the standard boring fire dogs, 240 quid. The ones I just sold for 200 knocked spots off them. Again, 210. See, they got a registration number on them, which is what preceded the lozenge mark. The lozenge mark went up to 1860s. I'm not sure the exact date, 1868, something like that. Then the registration number took over. So they'd be after that. It could be 1880s it changed. Somewhere around there anyway it changed. But you get the idea of these fire dogs. They're good money, guys. They really are. Don't get me wrong, you can find people selling them. If I go up about 10 pages. You can find people selling them for next to no money. Bear with me. I'll skip up to about page 10. But this is the thing with eBay. No matter what you find, you always find someone selling. There you go. It's a very similar page to what we just saw, 2,500, and they sell them for 25 quid. Ignore the cheap end, because half the time it's reproduction, fake, or people that don't know what they're selling. Right, but you can see there, £25 style, contemporary style. So in other words, they're brand new. So ignore the cheap end. Right, have a look what's selling and go highest price. So that's the stock I've bought in today's video. I think you'll agree, some really nice pieces and a lot of good profit on there. The fire dogs, you know, £45–50 a set, no problem at all. Might even go just a tad, maybe 65 and take an offer, because they are nice sets and they are original. The one set's early 19th century, the other one's late 19th century. I've got 45 on the trunk. I already sold the high chair for 45. I got one last buy to show you now, but it's not a piece of stock. It was more an improvement for the shop. So if you stay tuned, I'll show you that and then we'll call it a day. As you can see, I've got quite a few shelves of rings and necklaces. Well, down in Bessemer there was a massive solid mahogany display cabinet. The man pulls it off and I paid him £5 for this cabinet. A fiver. It is that heavy. I've had to build a leg to hold it as well as the 4 brackets. 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. It's glazed. So I paid £5 for the glazed cabinet. It cost me £1 for the lock. These brackets come off the boot sale for £1. The velvet curtain that I cut up was free. It was being binned. And I paid a tenner on Amazon for the lighting, strip lighting. I have now bought all hooks and things that I'm waiting to be delivered to come down here to hang the necklaces in. So I'll have 2 or 3 rows of rings along the bottom because there's ring hooks as well, and I'll have 2 rows of necklaces coming down, and that should theoretically free up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 5 shelves, 4 or 5 shelves in there, which will then mean I can put 4 or 5 shelves worth of antiques. Not to mention, as you can see, I already put the stuff on top of it. I don't mess about. So, and where I put the stand in, I've mounted stuff to the stand as well. So I'm really making use of every inch of space in the shop. But what a really good cabinet, display cabinet, is solid, is secure, is pretty. And all in all, 10, 15, 16. The wood I already had. So you're talking £16, guys, for that display cabinet. Which, what I did do mine to make sure, because it's right by the front door, I took all the signs and everything off the front door, put them outside, as you can see there, so people don't come in and knock someone over if they're looking in the cabinet. Small shop, things we have to do, eh? So, as you can see, yet again, I'm looking at ways of improving the shop. The last time I put all little wooden shelves in, and they did increase my display area greatly. Now, I've gone even further and I've added a cabinet to the wall, which will free up a number of shelves. I bought hooks on plastic off Amazon, and it was £2 something, £2.98 or something like that, for a full strip of hooks, plastic strips. So I bought about 15 plastic strips. That'll be full, and it's little hooks where you can put the ring on and put a price tag on it. So realistically, it should really look good. It's all lit up ready, and when it's finished, I'll put a photo of it on my Facebook page or my group AntiquesArena, and you'll be able to see it when it's all full of the jewellery. And I'll tell you how much space I freed up in the cabinets. So all in all, it's a really good investment, and if I get fed up of it, I can sell it to a car booter who will display his jewellery on a car boot sale. So either way, I'm on a win-win. I think that's all I wanted to show you for today's video, guys. Having a look around. Yeah, we're going to leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed having a look at some of the stock I've bought and the improvements and so on. I've got loads more stock to show you, but that'll be in the next video now. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed. Bye for now.